legal superhero is about to join us here on the stage. She's done lots of work getting nonviolent cannabis offenders out of prison with the Last Prisoner Project, and she's now shifting gears to psychedelic justice. Everybody, I can't wait for you to meet Chiara Juster, the legal director of the Psychedelic Justice League here in Portland, Oregon. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us know what you're up to with the Psychedelic Justice League.
Well, thanks for inviting me. I'm Chiara Juster. You guys probably know me from my work in the cannabis space. But for a long time, as I was helping efforts to decarcerate, and looking as we applied justice to areas where there hadn't been justice during the war on drugs, and which continues, I kept saying, why aren't we applying the same efforts, whether it be directly right now in efforts towards decarcerating or in creating equitable policy around psychedelics? So I was happy to discover that I wasn't the only one in the world having those thoughts. And now we have the Psychedelic Justice League. The Psychedelic Justice League is part of the broader Psychedelic Defense Fund. The Psychedelic Defense Fund is a broader umbrella under which sits the Psychedelic Justice League. You may ask yourself, what are we talking about in this case when we talk about psychedelic justice? Because there are so many components to justice and what justice means in any plant medicine and in any realm. But when I think about the Psychedelic Justice League, the purpose is to right now work on efforts to help people who are currently going through the system or who may be facing impending criminal penalties. As we know, decriminalization does not equal legalization. And so what we hope to do is gather a collective of pro bono attorneys who are willing to work in every state. We want to find people who are certified in every state because for me, I can't help anybody in Oregon or California. If you're in the district, I can help you. But that's why it's important that we have a collective of attorneys across the country who are willing to help people when they encounter criminal penalties because of their use of therapeutic psychedelics, of sacramental use of psychedelics, or really just doing their own thing, because there really is a civil liberty component when it comes to our right to do what's best for our bodies. I believe earth medicine is what's best for our bodies. You don't have to agree with me. The fact is we shouldn't be penalizing people, particularly criminally, because we believe differently than them. Beyond that, we hope to affect policies proactively so that we do not see continued incarceration of individuals who are seeking what's best for them. And we hope to help families who are going through the process. Some people say, oh, well, just an arrest. There is no just an arrest. Any sort of an encounter with the system can really destabilize, and it goes out in concentric circles when you have encounters with the system. We want to make sure that parents who have an arrest, and even parents who are going to get those charges dismissed, don't have to worry about continuing art classes if their children are privileged enough to have those classes. We want to make sure that we think about families when we're thinking about people who are going through the system. And we can't ignore the fact that this war on drugs has been a war on people and continues to be. We need to be proactive in addressing issues. For a long time I said, where are all the other people in the psychedelic world? Where are the women in the psychedelic world? Why are there so many white men walking around? We need to make sure that this is a safe space for everybody. And I hope the Psychedelic Justice League can contribute to that. We hope to be part of broader, inclusive coalitions who have different purposes in the fight for psychedelic justice. But the League is specifically hoping to change the laws and help people right now who are facing criminal penalties. So if you know of anybody who's going through the system right now, you can direct them to psychedelicdefense.org, psychedelicdefensefund.org. You can email me at psychedelicjusticeleague@gmail.com. We're figuring out all of the tech stuff as we move along, but I'm really happy to have conversations about this and and also one thing that we're concerned about is in the professional world, people facing penalties at work, people being persecuted even when they aren't being prosecuted, and we're there to help you as well. So please reach out to Psychedelic Justice League if you have any questions. I think it's also really important that as things evolve policy-wise and as companies evolve into the psychedelic space, they do not fail to include those who built this industry. And the same thing can be said in cannabis, but in cannabis, we didn't do a good job of this. I think we need to do a better job in psychedelics. If a company wants to engage in this space in whatever area, I hope that they're proactively participating in efforts to decarcerate or to create sound policy. I hope that they're putting in efforts and having policies within their company that are just, that are equitable, that are inclusive. One thing that we saw in cannabis that I hope that we do not see in psychedelics is flat out barriers to participation. Let's make sure that we do better, because we know we can.